Hello everyone! Okay, welcome to the next video, and today we will be talking about the Celes season. As you can see on my screen, Celes is on the homepage. Now, Leela is not with me today. I'll be doing this myself, so I may go into a rant later about a topic that I really want to talk about. Before that, let's go straight into the informations and stuff for this season. Okay, so this season is quite straightforward. It's the Celes from FF6 seasons. She is the invincible general, and I'll give you some tips and tricks later on how you should play her. And her unique ability is regen. You hold it, you heal for the entire team, including yourself, for 2% HP per tick. And take note, she is still a support, so don't expect her to be doing boss damage for most parts. And there's a specific way you can play her, which I do recommend, and I'll explain in a bit. So now the next things will be the generic URs, things that you can use on all characters. The lock is the one you want to take note of this season. Now, if you are able to get one copy of lock, it will help you if you're a support main. This is good for Riku, this is good for Krill. This is going to be useful for agiles that still want to run support cards. Lock is going to help with Onion, Lightning, and on top of a few other characters that don't die as quickly as usual and can still help the team and get away. Kefka, on the other hand, is similar to Dark Pain, but it does have HP stats, which leans into what Celes is about. I will give an example later, but the main thing is you land a hit, you will heal back. If you land a hit on a boss, which is usually 5 times of the regular damage, you will heal back to full. It's good for boss damage, but most of the time it's used by characters with very high HP, because these cards are meant for trading. And next we have the Terra outfit, which just released today. I'm doing the recording of on August 4th, so you will be able to see it in the gacha there. Let's see if I can show you guys. You will be able to see this particular gacha with the character, the special character tickets on. Yeah, there we go. This is the one. So you will be rolling this, and if you want to, even if you like Terra, please go ahead, roll for it. This is when you get some cards for Terra as well. I myself, I'm saving for other stuff, so if you have the character ticket and you're not a huge fan of Terra, you don't have to spend it. But if you are, I say go for it, since these kind of things are for the love of the character, as we say. So next, we have the most important crazy thing this season, which is the swimsuits. The Rinoa swimsuit trailer is almost too good to miss. If you haven't seen it, go take a look on Twitter. The official Twitter channel will have this whole thing with a small trailer that I think everybody is very hype about. The Rinoa swimsuit looks amazing. The Gaia one looks really cool too. Onion is there just because it's Onion, but it's pretty fun. I guess there will be people who liked it. Being able to, once we start seeing these costumes in battle, right, you will start to want to get it yourself. So for people without the resources, please control yourself. Summer will come every year. They may return when the time is ready, so save up or just go all in now and try to get it, because it does look really good and I might do it myself. Okay, then just a small fun fact about Celes. You know her within the screen just now as the Invincible General. Okay, in Japanese is the Josho Shogun. That's a passive. Okay, she is known as the Josho Shogun. It's, if we transliterate it, is the often winning general. So in theory, if you are playing Celes, you should be winning quite often, but only really if you play like a general. You need to be the master of the battlefield. Your macros and your macro have to be both on point, and I am going to explain why right now. So let's go straight into the game, and I will run down how you build a deck with Celes and how you should go about doing it. It's honestly quite straightforward. Okay, Celes, the first thing you need to take note is the 1.3 HP. 1.3 at the moment is the highest HP multiplier that you can ever get on a character. Later on, when the game grows, maybe it will go even higher. But as of this moment, with 1.3 HP, if you build the correct deck, and if you bring the correct stats when you go into casuals, you are going to survive every single card in this game, as long as the character is not buffed by an attacker. For example, Tidus, okay, his Ace of Blades is one of the highest damaging cards in the game with 1800 potency at the moment. Celes, if Tidus does not run Surge, Celes can survive that. That's all I'm telling you right now. You do not believe, whether you believe it or not, it's something I want you to test for yourself. But the way to build a deck is when you go into the support deck section, always look at whether or not a support card has the highest HP on the, how do we call it, on the stats. Alright, so for these stats, you will see that my entire Celes deck, casual deck, is fully focused on having the most HP possible, having slightly more defense, but mainly because these are the only few cards that has the maximum HP right now. I can do something extra by putting Kefka inside as well. As you can see, these are both HP cards, so if I don't want ninjutsu, I will replace it with lock. Okay. Alright, because I'm using lock in the main deck, so I can't do that. So I put a Kefka, replace with that. I put a Minwoo, if I remember correctly. Minwoo has good HP, doesn't really require anything else. And finally, we have a Hope, which is more or less like Rinoa. So we don't really need that, but Hope is win too, so I don't get a bonus from that. But yeah, the whole point of deck building, Celes will be the first one to make you tune your deck so that you can reap the most benefit of whatever you possibly can grab it on. Okay, I don't know how to word it, I'm not very good with words. Please just pump HP and you will be doing pretty well. And the reason for that is because, once again, you need to know your damage threshold. I put down a quick summary of what I think is good tips for you guys, and we'll go through them very quickly. One is, outside of building HP for a support deck, right? Your main deck, you want to take a look at whether or not you can squeeze more HP in. Once you have the maximum amount of HP on a equal playing field, which means we are talking about casuals, you can take a Pride of Dragoons. Basically, you can take Kane's jump head on, gain 5 to 6k bravery immediately if Runic is on, and then heal yourself up to full with Hope. This is why one of my favorite main deck for her is actually Hope, Ramza, and Lock right now. Alright, this is a absolute frontline beast. I am always harassing my opponent, and I can zone them out of my of their crystals as and when I want to, especially when Runic is on. If Runic is off, I play a bit more passively. The moment I have Runic off cooldown, I am right in their face, and whenever they cast a card, I will cast Runic, because this means I dodge one card, and whatever cards that comes after it, I will be able to absorb and trade with both heal, lock, and if I'm about to die, I Ramza it away. So hopefully this helps in how you plan your games around her. Back to the tips. Be in front, okay? You are supposed to burn resource like a Warrior of Light. It's a different kind of pressure. Warrior of Light forces fights by almost killing the opponent. Celes will not almost kill the opponent, but you will harass the opponent enough, especially with Spinning Edge, where they cannot really run away if they get hit by the first hit. You will pressure them, you will waste their cards, and then your team can come in for the kill. So it's a very different kind of thing. Warrior of Light has better burst damage and better boss damage when it comes to Supremacy. So Celes is less PvP damage, very little boss damage in general, unless you build specifically for boss damage. But you can survive PvP so long with that HP, you will generate Brave during the fight. Warrior of Light cannot do that. Warrior of Light actually needs to still farm crystals or land kills in order to do the same. Celes does not need to land kills, and play her like an invincible general and you will thrive in this game. Then the unique actions, I'll just do a quick explanation. Don't do it all the time, it really doesn't help that much. But if your opponent, if your own allies is in a UI animation, for example, like a Sephiroth is doing supernova and he is low, you can use it to top up his health on top of using lock. Most of the time you will be using lock or heal. But if both options are out, you can still try to heal a little bit so that they can at least take 1 or 2 more normal attacks before they die, which allows them to trade better. Generate your bravery through fights. Do not generate your bravery through farming. You are not built for farming. Farming does not help you at all. You have Spinning Edge, which is one of the best burst punish tools in the game if you go in with your team. Then on top of that, every time you fight when Runic is on, your opponent has no choice but to run away. Or if they try to fight you and they don't burst you down, they give you 9k Brave easily just with a hope. It's the same for your own teammate. But as with all supports, your teammate is going to be your biggest problem. If you cannot win, most of the time, if you play nicely and you are in front line and harassing it, but you still cannot win, right, chances are your teammate is doing something funny. And that's all I can have for you. Because if your teammate can't do boss damage with all the advantage Celes can bring, chances of you winning is really not high to begin with. And lastly, last tip over here, bring sustain, bring as much heals, as much kind of Kefka, Duck Pain, anything else down the road that allows you to heal yourself up and take more damage. That is the whole game plan for her. Lean into that. It's not an easy way to play the game, but it's a very fun way to do it. Okay, she's not easy in the sense of when you compare to Riku, you compare to Krill, those have a very solid support game plan in mind. Alright, she's difficult, she is similar to Warrior of Light in a different sense. Both requires a bit of macro management and good game sense. So enjoy her while the new season starts, because a lot of people still don't understand it yet. If you see this video, take advantage of what I told you today and hopefully you will thrive. Okay? Now, I want to go into the next topic. Okay? You will see, I think you caught a glimpse of it already. So I'm going to switch back to the game itself. I want to tell you guys that Duellum is honestly one of the more generous gacha games that I played. Alright, and I have a little complaint that I want to rant about, which is people calling this game predatory. No, that is not true at all. I cannot agree with that. I will never agree with that. However, people do call this game pay to win. Pay to win and predatory is not the same thing. Gacha games inherently is pay to win. That's it. That's all there is to it. So if you come into this game not expecting a gacha game, then I believe you have played the wrong game and this game is not for you. However, if you come in to the game understanding that this is a gacha game and the way to enjoy it is to at least support the developers a little bit by paying pittance. It's 340 yen for the season pass every season. Okay, this is way cheaper compared to the season pass you see in other games. You're looking at let's just do a quick comparison with Uma Musume. Okay, that's for the 1 ticket a day, which is the 1 extra pool a day in Uma Musume. You need to pay, I believe it's 500 yen. That's already almost 2 times of this. I really cannot remember the amount because I haven't touched Uma in a few months. Then on top of that, the PT system, you compare it to Grand Blue Fantasy, you compare it to the old Fate Grand Order, and you compare it to, let's say, even Opera Omnia, okay? We can go to Dissidia Opera Omnia. If you tell me Dissidia Opera Omnia, right, it has a better system than this, right, then I'm telling you, you are talking off your ass. Alright, you haven't played enough gacha games to understand value and the ratio that comes with it. The way you should be looking in a positive way, of course. Okay, because if you come in this thing saying this is a game that I shouldn't have to pay money for, right, then forget it. Don't play this game. As a developer, if I'm the developer, okay, and I myself technically am a developer for those projects that I'm currently working on, if we are talking from the actual developer's point of view, why am I making this game? The reason I'm making this game because I think this game people are going to enjoy it. But in order to continue running a live service for this game, I need people to want to spend money. And one thing to spend money is where the monetization methods come in. And this season pass is one of the best monetization I've ever seen. There's only a few games that can impress me with this kind of their monetization. This is one of it. Compass is the other because that one is also 380 yen a month that I willingly forked out. And then we've got a few others that I won't go into because I only want to talk about Duellum today. Now, let's go to the slide again so I can better explain to you why the hell this entire game is super generous. Okay, you can read through all this yourself, but I want you to focus on the total value right now. The total value, the moment you buy the season pass, right, you get 8,640 mock pay worth of regular pools. I'm including the tickets that you get each day. Okay, so remember, this is 340 yen for 8640. There's a typo there. I think I wrote 8540 down there, but you get the point. Okay, you're looking at 25 times difference. The ratio is 1 to 25. Just counting mock pay. If you buy the currency itself, you will be spending, or will be spending an additional 8,000 yen, 8,000 plus yen for that 8,000 plus mock pay. Maybe slightly more if you buy it from the Square Enix shop. This is value. This is gacha. Do not complain about this because if you are a really casual player, you just need to fork out 340 yen for the pass. If it's a character that you like. If it's a character that you don't like, don't spend on it. That is how gacha works. Has been how gacha works from the very beginning till now. If you want to spend, you can choose to spend. The best part about Duellum and the best part about NHM PlayArt is they give you the options very casually. Okay, if you are at a point in your life where you cannot, or rather you are unable to find the heart to spend 340 yen, then don't. Because you can still play the game for free and enjoy the game in casual mode. But if you don't want to spend and yet you complain about rank, this I will never understand. Alright? Sure, feel free to put it in the comment to debunk whatever I'm telling you, I'm putting out here, and I would love to have a discussion, or if you're able to give me good points on why the game is not worth, or rather, sorry, why the game should be called predatory, when my bakery downstairs sells me bread. A gacha game is going to sell you a gacha system. It's as simple as that. A bakery is going to sell me expensive bread that I cannot afford. And it's going to sell me cheap bread that I always want to buy. That's just how a store, a monetization model works. And if you understand that, you are not going to be complaining about Duellum at all. Okay, then outside of the season pass, Duellum is a crazy generous game for a second reason, which is the rate of the UR pools, the free pools in particular. Okay, now I did a tracking from 5th July all the way to 2nd August. I actually got more URs after 2nd August, but I'm giving these dates because it's exactly 4 weeks sample size. Okay, so within 4 weeks, including the 100 additional pools we got last season, I got a total of 22 URs. So if I'm to remove the URs from the 100 pools, right, I still got 18 URs. And the reason for that is because the moment you buy the season pass, I remember all these are ad free. If you have to watch ads, I think it's not worth the trouble. I will not do it myself. The reason for that is because you have multiple sources of crystals every single day. Every season, you have a daily 18 crystal pools if you play 3 times a day for 6 slots each. Then you have a daily 10 free pool, which that one the rates are lower, so it doesn't really matter. But if you get URs from that, which is possible, you lucked out. Then on top of that, seasonal crystal, 10 crystals each season. You just need to farm for it. Okay, and you just need to play rank a little bit. You don't even need to play that much. If you can't get 10, at least you will still get 9. Then on top of seasonal crystals, there's the 8 community crystals every single week, as long as you are in an active community. I am in 8 active communities, so I get 8 additional platinum crystals every week. And finally, okay, for these 22 URs, I got the 25 pool 100 event pool, which already happened twice. Once was from Golden Week, and last season it was from the FF10 event pool. So imagine if there's another anniversary coming for certain FFs, we're gonna get this kind of things again. So no other game I'm played, including Compass, no, actually Compass has that kind of system now. There's a new pool for premium players, season pass players, that give this kind of rates. But if I exclude Compass, no other games, okay, no Uma Musume, no First Year of Grand Blue Fantasy, no FGO, no Genshin, no other games, okay? It's gonna give me 1 UR every 2 to 3 days. This is how high the rate is. Alright. If, okay, you really want to farm, I am now going to teach you how to speedrun crystals within under 2 minutes. Okay, I personally, I only want gold and platinum crystal. I do not care for blue crystals. I definitely do not want gray crystals. The reason for this is, although egg ratio is better down there, the truth is my goal is URs, because your eggs will come over time. URs on the other hand, when the eventual pool increase, I will have a harder time getting dupes for the same set of cards. So right now, because of how they did the limited, it's actually an advantage for me as a casual player, since the pool did not enlarge at all. So the way I farm for gold crystals is I always find a challenge that has the Shibuya stage. I'm doing the Celes challenge right now, so I'm doing it using the Celes version, and always have Minwu and any 4 attack cards. For Celes, you'll be spinning Edge. This method is a lot easier with Kane, because he can just Pride of Dragoon immediately to A and kill 3 players. And for AI, always pick 2 characters that can deal a lot of boss damage. So we got Gaia, we got Tidus, and then we got Furion over here. Today, because they are on top, I will pick Gaia and I'll pick Tidus. Now, how you clear a map, regardless of character, how you clear a Shibuya map in under 2 minutes is very, very simple. The trick is to get all 5 crystals before the boss spawn. And the way I do it is basically, I Minwu to the A and E, and then I let the AI do the rest, because I will kill all the other AIs when I'm there. Now, if you don't have the deck level for this, then go pick Kane up, because Kane is very effective and he does not require deck level to kill all the gold AI. Yeah, so I'm gonna kill Krill next. So you see that now they have 9999. The part of the reason I'm 999 is also because it's Celes. I get bravery when I took damage. So you can see the Dark Pain, right, allow me to heal back a little bit. You want to replicate that in battle, but because of how inconsistent you will be able to heal with attack cards, I personally still prefer Hope So always bring hope on Celes. Now you see the boss just spawned. My entire team is now 9999. Try to dodge a bit of kit so you don't have to waste too much time. The moment the AI start the thing, just swipe. Swipe your attack cards. And tada! The timer has not even reached 5 minutes and the game is over. The starting of the map from 6 minutes in, right, is around 1.5 minutes. So with under 2 minutes, I get 1 gold crystal. Sometimes it's a plat. So challenge mode is a great way to speed run and farm when you don't have time, like me. I have very little time every day to begin with for games, and I still have other games to play. So farm your challenge modes. Oh wait, I should show you guys the rewards just so that you understand what I'm talking about. So you see, I just got myself the eggs, 400 eggs, 1 gold crystal, just like that, snap of finger, 6 of this every session. I always wait for all 6 to be complete, or maybe I use an hourglass, although I haven't really used any hourglass because I try to time it. Even with plat crystals, I will come back and play. I will do a minimum of 18 a day, because 18 a day means, alright, you will get 126 crystals a week. So you see, again with the tip, pick a goal challenge with Shibuya, Minwu to A and E, and of course pick 2 AI that can do boss damage. Minwu to A and E, defeat all the enemies, clear the crystals, get all 5 crystals. The only rule is get all 5 crystals, and you can achieve that in Shibuya. And once you get all that, just kill the boss in the first chain. And 18 times a day, you look at the rates. Okay, gold is 2.5%, platinum crystal is 5%. Now we ignore seasonal crystal because that one is really 10% luck based and you can only get a limited. You can get a guaranteed 8, and if you play rank, you can get another guaranteed 1, 2, 3, depending on what rank you are at. And that still means, regardless of how you unlock it, every week you're going to be unlocking 126 crystals, and with that kind of percentage, right, 126 crystals should net you 2 to 3 URs. And if you're unlucky, take note, if you're unlucky, you might not see a UR for a week. However, probability is a numbers game. Alright, so if you do it long enough, you are guaranteed to see at least 1 UR. Me personally, I have seen 1 UR almost every week. And that has not stopped ever since I started the game on day 1. So I hope this tiny little thing will help you with your UR farm. If you understand how the game is supposed to go in the long term, get your UR first. Get as many of the same URs as you can so that you can run what you think is possible. Okay, so with that, I have come to the end of this video. I think I ranted a little too long. I hope you guys had a better idea on how to play Celes, how to enjoy yourself in this game, and more importantly, thank you for listening to my rant. Maybe if Lila was here, you would have been able to stop some parts of it. Again, stop calling the game predatory. Enjoy the game to the fullest where you want to, and if you want to pay, support the devs, support the game, and it can go much longer than you think it will. Compass is in its 10 years. I believe this game is ready for 2 to 5 years, and once the swimsuit comes in. Alright, I'll see you guys in next season, or maybe if something else comes up, because we might do a Compass video very soon due to the release of the Mahjong Soul collab. That collab is also amazing. Can't complain. The NHN players, you are on point. I hope you are on point for many more years to come. Alright, thank you everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.